Yeah, but you should stop the stream because your internet's just gonna go to shit. So like
I don't know what that means.
when I send the video to you, we're actually streaming on YouTube. So when I send the video to you, just hit pause on the video so it's not actually like a live video. So the actual stream stops, you know?
Okay.
All right. Ah.
Oh, perfect timing.
Oh, that's my phone telling me that we just went live. Hmm.
So can people hear us now?
Oh yeah, if nobody's listening yet, but yeah, they can.
Oh, perfect.
Theoretically.
Good.
Mm.
Oh, I guess we could just still. Oh, look at that. It told me that people are listening too.
Yep.
You know, I could just be on my phone instead of on
Oh, there
that.
you go. There you go. Good thinking.
Yeah, but I'm just gonna. Good. Oh, I can hear myself.
Oh yeah, well that's a problem.
Well, zero watching now. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Tell Ash to get on.
Oh well,
Tell
right
that
when you
little
said
boy.
that, he just typed "ah" into chat.
Huh?
Right,
Where's the chat?
the chat you can see it on the computer. Good morning, Ash. Oh, you probably have to get on the computer to see it.
Nope, I can see it.
Okay,
Oh, good
perfect.
morning, Ash.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hello, Ash. Dragging you out. Yeah, we are. I gotta talk to you like I'm on midnight radio.
Oh yeah, use that deep voice.
He says morming, Cher.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Mormon.
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 Hello, Ash. Hello, Ash. Ash, why don't you message your best buddy Avery? Tell him to start listening. Hey, Mr. Gamer Expert. Why does it say zero watching? I don't know, because there's at least two. There's at least three with Sherilyn.
I'm watching too. Yeah. Slow jams. Yep.
I don't know.
All right, I'm gonna keep looking at some of these stories here.
Yeah, we're just going to kill time until, I don't know, we might get more people, we might not. Anyway, because this is a stream on YouTube, it will be uploaded to the channel. I guess I better change the title of the stream, huh?
Yeah. Well, we got a couple good stories here we're gonna talk about.
Yep. Probably should. I did, Ash. Thank you. We need YouTube heroes. Here we are. Mr. Gamer Expert. So, while we're letting time pass here, how about these clowns, Cher?
Oh, geez.
How about these
So we got
clowns?
these clowns. Yeah, how about these clowns, Max? So last show that Max and I did, then he talked about how there's these clown sightings. Now we're kind of retouching that subject because of all the good shootings lately having to do with clowns. There's update.
Okay, they're asking for it.
Yeah.
Like, what do you expect? You know, you walk. Clown lives matter, says Ash. You walk out into this. You're dressed as a clown. You're being creepy. You're in the woods.
Yeah,
You're
super creepy.
you're luring kids into the woods with candy. Hey, Scar. You're luring kids into the woods with candy. You're looking in windows. You're in the street. It's like, what the fuck? You're gonna get shot.
Yeah, you're asking for it.
Yeah.
Someone's not gonna like it, and they're gonna shoot you. It's crazy.
Anyway,
Don't dress up like a clown.
the story I read was this
It-
woman who had makeup on. This dude saw her in a parking lot, and they're in Australia now. Oh man, the clowns are spreading. It's a pandemic, man.
Whoa. Oh my
Wow,
gosh.
that's
Uh,
amazing. Okay, so anyway, this woman. This is the story I heard. This
yeah,
woman,
close.
she's wearing clown. Oh, she's not wearing clown makeup. She's just wearing makeup, like over the top makeup, right?
Yeah, a little bright, maybe.
And this,
Eccentric.
and she has like the painted on eyebrows and the lips are over the top. And this dude's like, That's a fucking clown. And he freaks out and he doesn't shoot her, but he shoots warning shots up into the air.
In the air.
Yeah. And it was a false report at first, I believe, that he shot her, but he didn't. So you can't even.
I immediately texted Max when I heard this on the news. I was like, Max, they got the clown. False report.
The clown that's been terrorizing the whole world now.
Yeah, all the way to Australia. Jeez.
So anyway, 218.
Who in their right mind does that though? Like, oh, I got some free time. I'm just gonna dress up like a clown tonight.
And scare people.
Go out, look through some windows, tap on the window even.
It's stupid. I have a story here.
Yeah.
2 18-year-old women arrested after allegedly dressing as clowns terrorizing teens in Michigan. These are 18-year-old women. I didn't expect there to be women clowns. Right? I thought if anybody's gonna be doing the clown thing, it's gonna be a dude thing, right? So 2 18-year-old women were arrested Thursday night after they allegedly dressed in clown costumes and scared 2 teen girls in Roseville, Michigan, according to authorities. The 2 women jumped out of a car around 9 p.m. and chased 2 14-year-old girls, police said. After the incident, the teens ran to the nearest police station where they were in hysterics, according to Roseville Police, according to the Roseville Police Department Chief James Berlin. When officers went to search the area, they observed 2 idiots dressed as clowns. That's in quotes. Chief Berlin has also referred to the suspects as morons. In a news release obtained by WZZM Grand Rapids, Michigan, police took both women into custody. The suspects allegedly told investigators that they thought it was funny to go around terrorizing pedestrians. According to WJBK in Detroit, the judge called their acts as dressing up as clowns outrageous and set a $10,000 bond for each suspect.
Oh my!
So for dressing up as clowns, they got bond for $10,000. If they fail to post bond on the disorderly conduct misdemeanor, excuse me, I have allergies, guys. They could face up to 90 days in jail and or a $500 fine. The incident is the latest in a string of nationwide, now worldwide, involving people dressed as clowns, many which turned out to be pranks or hoaxes, including several in Southern California. 2 arrests made in 1 week, one in Fontana, the second in Glendora, on a suspicion of criminal threats in connection with threatening clown posts and profiles on social media. Wow.
Have you seen pictures of how they looked? Does it show a picture?
Yeah, they don't show a picture of them in the regalia, but they show their outfits, and their outfits are creepy.
Yeah, there's been some clown sightings in Pierce County, where I live, and the picture they show there is pretty freaking scary.
Yeah, man.
And my daughter goes to school, and they're, starting to send things home saying that they're not allowed to leave the windows or doors unlocked during school hours until this all passes because of the creepy clown shit. And it's like, geez,
what?
Last thing I want is scary clown tapping on the schoolyard window.
That's true. And Ash was telling me that they had a school lockdown for clowns in Phoenix. So.
Oh my gosh.
And now Mr. Gamer Expert's telling me that they have clowns in Australia. Clowns in Australia.
Huh. Where's Mr. GameX from?
Australia.
Okay.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Oh, man.
Yep, this is getting out of clown hand.
Man, that was.
But some of these people, they're getting in trouble, and it's like they aren't even. It says, saw a creepy clown on the sidewalk.
And did we lose her? Cher?
And Lynn. Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, sorry, you cut out. What was that?
Can you hear me?
Saw a clown on the sidewalk and what?
Oh. No, I was just saying that some of these people, they aren't even like, they're just dressed up. They're not even. Some of them aren't even trying to lure anyone. It says this. I saw.
And she's gone again.
I wasn't trying to lure anyone from what.
Sure, kill your camera. That'll fix it.
Oh,
Yeah.
did I already do it?
No, I still see you.
Well, you keep talking while I figure this out, okay?
All right. She doesn't know how to use Skype. She's in her mid-20s, and it's 2016. She's never used Skype before, guys.
Shut. Okay, Max. Now they've told everyone. Dirty.
You told me to keep talking.
Not knowing how to use. This says. Let me try and read this the third time.
Okay.
Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you.
Can you hear me, Max?
You're still a little choppy. I don't know what the problem is, but keep going, okay?
Saw a creepy clown on the sidewalk in Linwood area last night. Wasn't trying to lure anyone from what I could tell, but still absolutely terrifying. He was on the ground on hands and knees, waving to cars at the street light, said Gabriella Marrow.
What's her last name? Sure.
Or Morrow.
Morrow. Morrow.
Yeah.
I knew a Gabby O'Mara.
Yep.
I was like, oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Your friend saw this happening.
Oh, not my friend. Long gone.
So that's in my town right now. We got creepy clowns crawling on the sidewalks.
we had a clown. Yeah, that's great. We had a clown here in Belmont University. Creeping.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Not
What'd
as
that one do?
not too much. He's just standing around being weird, but not creepy like your clown. Your clown is being a real clown.
Yeah, just clowning around.
Just clowning around. You know what? Okay, you said something earlier that was like, that's nice. You said clown hand?
Yeah.
But you said it in such a way it was like sensual. It was like clown hand. It's like
This is getting out. Instead of getting out of hand, it's getting out of clown hand.
You lost it. You know,
I did.
yeah, you lost it. Now you just clown hand. Oh well.
I came out, I guess.
I have the tape. Don't
Well.
worry.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
You saved it.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is use your radio talk show voice. Well, should we move on to our Craigslist murderers?
Wow, you're jumping the gun.
Yeah.
Do you still have the thing open on your phone?
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's where your internet's going.
Oh, well, I'll just turn that off.
Here, I'll send you the page, and then you can see the chat on the page and just have the video stopped. Because, I mean, you're hearing it. You're hearing the video. You're talking to me. That's it, you know.
Yeah, no, I didn't have the video going. I don't even...
Huh.
You can control the chat. I'm not...
Yeah, but if you want to see
chatter.
chat, you know. Wow,
Okay.
I forgot that's the picture that we have for stream.
What?
The Buzz Lightyear, like the drawn picture of Buzz Lightyear. Don't you see that in Skype?
Nope.
Oh, really?
Oh. What?
Yeah.
Nope.
Do you see it?
The Mike and Max Cast
Oh, you're
Live.
seeing an old one. Oh, okay. No, the old thumbnail was like a drawn picture of a kid that drew Buzz Lightyear, and it's like a really shitty drawing, but it's good because it's a little kid's drawing, you know. And he wrote "I come in peace," but he misspelt peace and he misspelt come to "I come in pies."
Shut up!
No,
Oh my god!
Seriously, it's good.
Man, Max, you should share some of your drawings.
Oh,
Some
my
of your childhood drawings.
Hey, I'm a good drawer.
You are a good drawer. Max has a secret talent for drawing cars and dinosaurs.
Guns.
They're pretty sexy cars and dinosaurs.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm.
So are you gonna send it to me, Max?
Send what to you, Cher?
The chat thing.
I did. It's in the Skype.
Okay.
Ah.
Whatever.
Don't you see it?
Whatever. No, I don't know what the fuck I'm looking for.
Oh God! See, she's however old, and she doesn't know how to do this. So, what are you looking at right now on your screen? You're just looking
I'm
at
just
the blank screen,
looking
right?
at uh
All right. Do you know where you go to like type to me on here on Skype?
yeah,
All right.
that's
Go.
what I'm looking at. It says the mic and MaxCast
Yeah.
Live.
Yeah. That's what you click.
Oh,
Yeah. Jeez, Louise. Jeez, Sherese.
cheese, Sherese. Just gets better.
Mm,
Yeah, we make up sayings.
yeah. Sherese is not made up though, guys.
She's not.
Mm.
She's a hottie. I hope she's listening so that she knows that I'm confessing my love. For real.
Just send it to her. It's all right.
I know she would probably love it. She'd probably
Uh,
smile. Hey,
yeah,
look at.
at least.
I
Right?
just opened it 3 times, so that's where
All
all my
right.
internet's
All you need
going.
is one, please, God.
Holy shit. This is playing for.
All right. Well, close 3 of them out and just use one, and then hit pause on all of them. Oh man, I'm gonna turn on some horror music while we wait.
Okay.
Ah, man. All right. Did you make it? What?
Can't hear anything.
She can't. You can't hear me?
4 times they're all talking at the same time and my internet froze.
All right. Well, it's just me now, guys.
Holy shit.
it's just me now, and
My computer is froze. And I can hear you, but I can also hear.
did you try Control Alt Delete? Man, this is. I'm sorry.
This is a disaster.
Disaster.
I have to get off for a second.
All right, please get up. Hey, Ash, how's it going? What's going on? Ash, you have any stories you want to send in? Anybody have any stories you want to send in? Feel free. I am taking stories. I'm accepting stories. Okay. No, I don't. All right, don't worry about it, Ash. I'm just gonna entertain until she gets back. I don't want to tell any stories until she gets back. I hope everybody's excited. There's going to be a new Skeptics Corner. Maybe today, which is Sunday. New Skeptics Corner, I believe. And or a new Halloween Madness. Which will be various shenanigans. With Ash and Zooty and myself. I actually don't remember what we talked about on that one. Ash, what's your eyesight? Have you gone to the doctor and had them actually tell you what your eyesight is? School day. Oh man, that's right. You're a day ahead, aren't you? But don't worry, we'll still post the video, Mr. Gamer Expert, so you can get it. No worries there. Oh man, let's turn that music up. I don't know if this is really music, is it? Well, okay. Let's see what else we have here. It's a picture of the 2 girls that were clowns. Anybody seen that video of a clown that that walks up onto the porch and he squashes the pumpkin? That's some creep. Man, that's brutal. Clown smashing pumpkin. Alright, hang on. Whoa, that was loud. Whoa, that was loud. Okay. Where is it in here? Ah! Well, nobody actually has it. Hang on. Clown on porch. Clown on porch. Everybody's just using it as a thumbnail. Nobody has the real video. Damn. Man, I don't even like looking at that. Oh, okay, let's see here. Maybe this one has it. So anyway, this clown's on a... Whoa, that was loud. So anyway, this clown's on a porch. And, there's a video of someone driving up to a clown on a bus stop. The clown then chucks something at the car and then laughs. When they drive off, the clown chases the car. Oh, if you can find that. If you can find that, go ahead and send it in. I would love to see that. I think we have her here.
All right, I'm back, guys. I'm so sorry.
You all right?
Yeah, you know what happened is I clicked that link about 5 times, and then they all started playing at a different time, and I couldn't log out of any of them, so I just heard the same live show.
Oh, very nice.
Talking to me
So
5
over and over.
times.
Yeah. Remember to turn your video off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do I still have it on?
Yeah, it's like loading.
I'm like a computer idiot. I'm so dumb.
I bought her this computer, guys. Just saying.
That's what friends do for each other.
I still see it,
They
Sherilyn.
teach each other how to
All right,
use
there
a
we go.
computer.
Very good. Yeah, you buy it for them and then you teach them how to use it.
Yep.
Yep. All right. Ooh, all right.
Okay, what did I miss? What did I miss?
Oh, I was just going on more about the clowns. You didn't miss much. Apparently, Mr. Gamer Expert says that there's a video of someone driving up to a clown in a bus stop. The clown then chucks something at the car and then laughs when they drive off. The clown chases the car. Ew.
Full speed.
like a T-Rex?
Like they're a sprinter. The bus can't even drive fast enough to get away from the clown.
I don't know if it's that extreme.
That's just what I'm imagining.
All right. So have you got your life together now?
Yep.
All right. God bless you.
I think so.
All right.
It's because I'm in this basement cave
Cheese Sherese.
down here. Cheese Sherese. Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay. Well.
Perfect internet.
Perfect
Yeah.
internet. It sounds good.
Okay, good.
All right. You could probably, if you want, risk turning your camera back on if you want me to look at you. But
I'm scared of that.
That's
I'm
up to
scared
you.
of turning it back on.
all right. Well, we'll see. We'll see.
My computer's gonna freeze.
Your computer froze because you clicked on the video 5 times.
Yeah, and it's playing all at once. So.
Yeah, I don't think the Skype cam had much to do with it because it was already off at the time anyway.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
All right. Well, if I want to look at you, I'll tell you.
Thank you.
I've seen a lot of you over the years. I know if I want more. So.
Probably not. Should we move on to the Craigslist?
Yeah, you want to
killer?
tell a Craigslist story? It's all yours, please.
Yes. So, I'm not going to read all 10, but I have 10 of the creepiest true stories from Craigslist killers.
Mm.
Yep. This one's called The Job of a Lifetime.
All right.
Too good to be true, sounds like.
Putting on some creepy music for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Get us in the creepy mood. Okay. To Scott Davis, the ads seem to be too good to be true. A steady $300 a week and a place to live, all for watching a secluded farm in southeastern Ohio. The job of a lifetime. Davis, 48, had recently broken up with his girlfriend and was looking for a new start in life when he saw the ad on Craigslist, 2011. That's what I do when I break up with someone, is I go straight to Craigslist.
Right?
Yep, every time. Okay. The ad mentioned that over 100 applicants had responded to the job posting, so Davis could barely contain his excitement when he got a call telling him that he was the one chosen. The one that was chosen as the job finalist. All he had to do now was meet his employer and check out the farm, of course. After a final interview in a local restaurant, Davis climbed into the back of a white Buick with his new employer, a heavyset man named Jack, squeezed into the front seat. A burly teenager, whom Jack introduced as his nephew, was behind the wheel. As they drove, the road took them further and further away from civilization.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, I know. Like, get out of the car. Like, who does that in the first place?
Yeah.
Soon.
No good.
I guess he just broke up with someone, so why wouldn't you go?
I mean, you would know all about that.
Yeah, I do that all the time. Okay, soon they were surrounded by dense woodland, and not long after, the Buick creaked to a stop on a secluded stretch of the dirt road. Jack told Davis that they'd left some equipment just down the hill, so Davis hopped out to help them. That's what he was there for. Okay, getting $300 a week just to help bring some equipment up to the car. Okay,
Yeah, that's nice.
Jack led the way. I know the job. Just in the middle of the night, in the middle of the woods, just get a rake and a shovel off the side of the road. Okay. Jack led the way, but they somehow got turned around in the thick underbrush. And Davis found himself walking with Jack and the young man right behind him. Davis heard the click of a gun hammer. As he spun the sound, a bullet shattered his elbow. Ooh.
Wow.
He stumbled into the woods. Behind him, Jack cursed and fired round after round at his back. They all missed, and Davis spent hours creeping through the woods like a hunted animal, poking his right side, never sure if Jack or his silent comp found the next bend. Long after sunset, Davis' family found his way to a rural house where he pleaded with the owners to call the police. Over the next few days, the horrifying reality of the situation came to light. Jack was actually a man named Richard Beasley who used his Craigslist ad to lure men into the woods to kill them. His nephew was 16 years old. His name was Brogan Rafferty. Together, the two had already killed 3 men and buried their bodies in shallow graves in the woods. In 2013, Beasley was sentenced to death, and Brogan Rafferty was sentenced to life in prison. Bam. Don't get those job of a lifetime things off Craigslist. It's not true.
Don't get those job of a lifetime things off of Craigslist.
That's good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, shitballs, huh? Don't do that.
Yeah.
Why do people do that kind of stuff?
I mean, seriously.
I'll never understand it.
Get a different... I mean, I'm sorry. There's probably some people that they actually do get a decent job on Craigslist. I'm sure that is out there.
Yeah.
But when it does sound too good to be true, most of the time it is too good to be true.
Yeah.
And what? This dude just broke up with his girlfriend, so maybe he's like, okay, I'm going to go live on a freaking ranch for $300 a week, helping them pick up shovels. That's what I want to do with my life now that I broke up with my beautiful girlfriend.
How do you know she's beautiful?
Added that she's a woman, so
Maybe.
You know.
Well, that just automatically makes her beautiful?
Max, you're missing the point. Craigslist. Job of a lifetime.
I don't know. You're
Don't
poking
do it.
holes in it that I have problems with, Cher. Jeez, Sherese.
Cheese Reese. Max, it's not G's Reese.
It's cheese. I know it's cheese.
Cheese Reese.
But I always start to say "Geez Louise," and I have to realize.
And then you remember
yeah.
it. Okay. Well,
How many times have you used Craigslist?
you know, I've tried to look for a job on there, coincidentally, but of course, I have gotten those emails. It's like, you got the job. You are the perfect candidate. We read your resume, and it's like, I never sent a resume.
Yeah.
So, I know this is some kind of weird scam, you know?
Yeah.
But that's when you just don't go. You don't go to the restaurant and get in the car and drive into the middle of the woods.
Well, why not?
Because you didn't give them your resume in the first place. I don't know.
You're doing that thinking thing.
Yeah. Don't think.
Don't think. Just do. No, don't. Please think.
Please think.
Please
no
think.
one go get a job from Craigslist right after this. I feel horrible. But if you do, bring some kind of self-protection. Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Dress like a clown.
Yeah.
Jeez.
No, that's
Oh,
not
jeez,
self-protection.
Sherese. There, I got it.
Jeez, Reese.
Cheese, Sherese. We ought to get
There's-
her on one of these sometime.
Yeah, let's
Yeah. Well,
call her up.
we'll work on that.
You guys will be in for a tasty treat.
All right.
Reese, if you're out there, I just
Mean
It's all
every
good
word of
joke.
it.
I mean every word.
All right.
Okay.
So
What was that?
that was me clapping. So you have a few more stories, right? I know you have a list there.
Yeah, should I read another one or do you want to go for one?
All right, I'm gonna go for one here.
Yeah.
Let's see what do I have? Okay, I have something called "Never Sleep
Ever.
on a Deserted Road."
Yeah, that already sounds like you shouldn't sleep there.
All right. About 2 years ago, I was driving home from a family reunion pretty late at night, and the drive was about 2 hours. I didn't stay the night because I had to be back for work the following day, and most of the drive on the roads was dense brush and trees on either side. The real creepy ones that you see a lot in movies. Anyway, I had been driving about 45 minutes, and I was starting to get really tired. What a lightweight.
What time?
About 45 minutes? Like, and he's already tired?
Hey, family reunions, you never know what they're doing.
I guess so. I've never been to a family reunion. Have you?
Yeah, of course I have.
Really?
A couple times, yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, I learned how to blow a bubble
Oh.
gum at a family reunion.
In somebody else's mouth?
Yeah, that sounds a little creepy. But no, that isn't what happened.
Ah, shitter. All right. So, where can you post the link, Mr. Gamer Expert? That is right. You cannot post a link. I forgot about that. All right. Type in the title of the video, and I'll find it. Anyway, back to the story. So, he was driving about 45 minutes, and he was already starting to get really tired. You know, sometimes you just suddenly become tired out of nowhere? Well, yeah, that happened to me. Wow. You're special, aren't you?
He's talking straight to us.
I knew I wasn't going to last, but I didn't come across any place that I felt I could park and safely sleep. Anyway, after it became clear to me that I wasn't going to find a place to pull up, and my tiredness wasn't going away, I did something very questionable. I pulled over to the side of the road into the grass, to behind some brush, to try and hide my car from anybody else who was coming past. The roads weren't empty. I came across another car every few minutes or so, so I made a mental note that the time was 11:22, and then fell asleep.
Whoa. How tall was that brush, that grass?
I don't know. You'd have to ask
To
him.
hide. Yeah. to hide behind that shit.
Maybe he had a little car, huh?
Must have been.
Sometime later, I was awoken by a scratching sound. Ooh.
Ooh.
And
It's a clown.
oh, jeez. And I looked at the clock. It was 11:50. Only in there a few minutes. The sound stopped after a few seconds, and because I was still extremely tired, I didn't bother looking around and simply went back to sleep.
Of course.
Are you all right? I was later woken by the
Lazy bastard.
lazy bastard. Like, okay, all right. Before I read on, if I somehow manage to get myself in this situation and I hear scratching, and I'm out in the brush, like I'm not hanging around.
No way.
I'm alone, right? I'm not.
That would like wake you up. You're like, oh shit. Oh god, I can't be here. You know, you gotta wake up after that. You don't just fall back to sleep.
Okay. All right. Like, why would he? Oh, I'm gonna doze back off. What a fucking asshole! He deserves it.
Max, he's worn out.
He's
Okay.
worn out. He just suddenly got very tired. You know how we all get sometimes. Well, he had that.
He had that.
Cheese Sherese.
Don't question it.
You think
Hey.
Sherese has ever had that? Probably not. She's
Probably. There's probably all kinds of people scratching at her windows.
Wow! All right. That was a good one. That was pretty spot on, my friend. Oh man, cheese Sherese. I was later. Now get this. Now get this. I was later awoken by the same sound. It was now.
Oh my god.
It was now 12:40. It's been 50 minutes since the last time he heard the scratch.
Whoa. It's been watching him.
Oh god. This time it really freaked me out because the sound didn't stop.
Whoa.
I gotta pull my wallet out of my pocket. It's hurting me. All right.
Too rich.
Oh, yeah. Buying you all your computers. The thought ran across my mind that it was just an animal inspecting the car.
Yeah, right.
But why would it return almost an hour after I had left it the previous time? I looked in my rearview mirror and just managed to catch a glimpse of something running into the forest. Now, at the time, I thought it was the damn hook killer, you know? The one that scratched that couple's car and then slaughtered the guy when he got out to investigate. Fuck that, I thought to myself. So I got the hell out of there. There was a bend no more than 100 yards up the road, and I came around it. And there was a fucking car parked off to the side of the road with the driver's side door open.
Whoa.
I slowed down just to look and see if anybody was there. There wasn't. Then I looked in my rearview mirror and didn't see anything. And all of a sudden, this guy comes sprinting from around the corner. He starts screaming at me. Stuff like, hey! Stuff like, hey you! Get the fuck out of your car now! I noped the fuck out of there and sped off.
Nope.
I never saw the guy again. That was a good one. That's a good story.
Yeah. That is. Wonder what happened.
Well, that was it.
Jeez, hook killer.
Hook?
Can you look that up?
Yeah, I sure can, Sherilyn.
I'd rather you do it than me.
Yeah,
'Cause who knows
you scared?
what I'll do.
Hook killer. Oh yeah, look at that.
Does he have a hook?
I don't know if it's real or not. It looks like it's more of an urban legend.
Oh.
The hook, or hookman, or hookman, I should say. But I like to. Anytime they put man on the end of a word, I have to say mun. Hookman, the hookman.
The hookman. Sounds better than hookman.
It does. That's how you say it, like Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Batman, Superman, Goatman. The hookman is a. All right, we're having too much fun. Hang on, Cher. The hookman is a classic urban legend. The basic premise involves a young couple parking at Lover's Lane. A radio plays while they make out. Suddenly, a news bulletin reports.
You're creeping us out, Max.
That's the point, Cher. It's a scary stream.
It's a scary stream of loving. Keep going.
The radio plays while they make out. Suddenly, a news bulletin reports that a serial killer has just escaped from a nearby institution.
Suddenly.
The killer has a hook for one of his hands. For varying reasons, they decide to leave quickly, and in the end, the killer's hook is found hanging in the door handle. Different variations include a scraping sound on a car door. Some versions start the same way, but have the couple spotting the killer, warning others, then narrowly escaping the killer, with the killer holding onto the car's roof. The couple are later killed. What? In an alternate version, the couple drive through an unknown part of the country late at night and stop in the middle of the woods. But because either the male has to relieve himself or the car breaks down, the man leaves for help. While waiting for him to return, the female turns the radio on and hears the report of an escaped mental patient. She is then disturbed many times by a thumping on the roof of the car door. She eventually exits and sees the escaped patient sitting on the roof, banging the male's severed head on the roof. Jeez Louise, jeez Sherese.
Oh my God, Max. That's a bad story.
Another variation has the female seeing the male's butchered body suspended upside down from a tree with his fingers scraping the roof. Wow. References to this legend, this urban legend, have been found from about the mid-50s to onward.
Dang.
Well, it started somewhere, didn't it?
Yeah, I guess. You know, hook hands. I guess the only reason people don't really use those nowadays, do they? Unless you're like a hook killer or what? I don't know. I don't want to assume anything, but I would think that if I had a hook for a hand, that would just cause a lot of problems.
I mean, look, if you don't have a hand, you already have problems.
You're right, Max.
See, I'm so smart. But yeah, no, you're right. They have prosthetics and things like that now.
Yeah, you don't...
I'd assume the prosthetics cost a lot more. So maybe if you get somebody losing their hand that doesn't have insurance or something, maybe like, you want the hook? Yeah. And then they become a killer.
Jeez,
Sherese.
Sherese. Man, it's a pretty terrifying story, though. I mean,
yeah.
You think you're going out for a nice romantic car ride, and then your boyfriend's head is being smashed into the top of the car.
Yeah.
Wow. Well,
what can you do, you know?
Nothing you can do.
Nothing nothing you can do.
Nothing at all. This one's called The Home Invasion.
Okay.
These ones are the ones that creep me out, the home invasion ones.
You have yourself a little phobia, don't you?
I do. Yeah, I don't know. Your friend told me that home invasion story.
Oh, yeah.
Is it Avery?
It is Avery, yeah.
Yep. That was pretty freaky, but
that's one of the best stories I've ever heard on this doing this.
So with that, and then also just phobia in general of that happening, this is going to be a good one, hopefully.
All right.
I don't know why would I be excited to read it? Who knows? James Sanders had a pretty sweet diamond ring. Okay. Oh, yeah. Feel free to add that in whenever I'm reading this. You know, the appropriate. Max. Wow. Yeah. When he put it up for sale on Craigslist, he was hoping to bring in at least $1,000.
Wow.
Money that might have helped out the family. After he received a reply to the ad, he invited the prospective buyers, a young married couple, over to his house in Edgewood, Washington. Oh, this is right by where I live, actually. So they could have a look at the ring. But all was not as it seemed. Everyone knows, don't bring Craigslist people into your home.
And also, I want to say real fast, hello, Tavish. Good evening. Good morning,
Hi.
actually.
Good morning. Yeah.
I'm here with Sherilyn.
Reading stories.
Yeah.
Max is being creepy. Okay.
Thanks.
When the couple arrived that night, Sanders was home with his wife and 2 sons, aged 10 and 14. He led the couple into...
Okay.
Wrong timing, Max. That was ultra creepy, okay?
I know.
He let the couple into the house. As soon as they were inside, however, the husband pulled out a handgun and ordered everyone to get onto the floor.
Jeez, Sherese.
Oh my gosh. Okay, while they tied up the Sanders family, all over $1,000 ring. Okay. While they tied up the Sanders family, two more armed men forced their way into the home. One of the new arrivals got rough and smacked Sanders' 14-year-old son with the barrel of his pistol. Oh my God. Stop. You're ruining the story, Matt.
It's my channel, Cher.
Okay, fine. Cheese Sherese.
Cheese Sherese. Okay.
That was more than James Sanders could take. Wrenching himself free of his resistance, he dove at the man who'd hit his son, only to be shot 3 times.
Whoa.
Oh my God. He died in his wife's arms in front of his terrified children. 3 days later, a traffic stop in California led to the arrest of the 3 suspects. It says their names. A few days later, the 4th suspect turned himself in the face of a massive statewide manhunt. The 4 of them received sentences of 79 to 123 years in prison.
Man.
All over $1,000 ring.
Well, they're probably going to steal everything in that house if it was successful.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. You need to get over the ring thing, Cher.
But guess what?
What?
Don't let people into your house over Craigslist. Man.
Don't let people into your house.
Well, in general, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, jeez.
People are going to come and say, oh, we're going to show you the latest vacuum and clean all your carpets for free. And you're going to want to say, okay, I would love you. I'm not going to buy the vacuum, but sure, come clean my carpet. And then they're going to tie you up.
And then they're going to tie you up and they're going to
pistol whip you.
Yeah, pistol whip you. Shoot my husband 3 times.
Don't do it.
And die in my wife's arms. So, I have a story about not letting somebody into my house.
Okay.
And it's not as creepy. It's more of me being a dick.
That's new.
All right, Cher. I think it's time for you to leave. No, I'm kidding. So, all right. Justin Brown stayed a week. No, he stayed like 2 weeks with me in November of 2012.
Okay.
And you know Justin, he's a really cool guy. He's one of my oldest friends. And I was like, how are you going to get home, dude? He says, oh, my friends, they live in, where do they live? They live somewhere on the East Coast. They're driving back to Kingman, and I'm going to go with them. I said, okay, that sounds cool.
Yeah, free ride.
And so the fun visit with Justin comes to an end. I'm like, oh, man, I guess you got to go. He's like, yeah, sorry, man. So we're like saying our goodbyes and everything. And he walks out in the yard, and he's just standing there. Dude, what are you doing? He's like, I'm just waiting for him. I said, I can stand out here with you, dude. It's all right.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay, you know? He's like, I don't, they're not your people. What the fuck does that mean, Justin? So he's like, it's all right, dude. They'll be here in a minute. No, I'm going to wait with you.
Just go back inside.
So they get there, and
they're clowns.
Yeah, right. At least that's how I remember it. And so I'm waiting out there with them, and they pull up. I'm like, oh, I recognize these people. And these were people that used to hang around with the Fangmeyers.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, oh, I recognize these people. Okay. But I didn't really know their names or anything like that. And they get out and they're talking like, hey, Justin, how you been? They're like, oh, hey, man, I know you, but we never really talk, talking to me and everything. And they seemed nice enough, but he's right. They weren't my people. Like, I could tell,
Yeah.
And they're like, man, we've just been driving a while. And do you mind if we come in and, like, use the bathroom and just chill for a bit? I'm like, oh.
No.
And Justin shot me that look, that I told you so look,
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, and I said, no, you can't come in my house. I flat out said it. I remember it. Like that's what I remember
Oh,
most. I
no.
said, "No, you can't come into my house." And just the way I said it, and the girl was like, I forget her name, but she was like, "Oh, can we come in, please?" I said, "No, I don't think so."
Gosh. Wow, you're just so blunt.
Yeah,
No one's coming into your house.
no one's coming into my house. Oh, right, man. Like they thought it was. I was like, they probably think
Thought it
I'm
was
the
a
weird
joke,
one.
maybe?
Yeah, I think they maybe thought it was a joke, but I wasn't joking. And then I think once they realized I wasn't joking, they kind of thought, man. Max, I was the weird one in that situation. Like, why won't he let us in to just use the bathroom?
Wow.
Yeah, and then Justin
Yeah, man.
he got in the car with him and he drove off. What about you? What were you just going to say?
Oh, well, I could say no pretty easily to people. Man, I can't be that just flat out like, no, sorry, you cannot come to my house.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I guess now that I have a kid, I should be. But
Yeah.
I haven't really had anyone try and come into my house.
Yeah. It's like your house, your car, there's a few things that you can say no to, and I don't feel bad at all. I don't feel like there's any social awkwardness. Yeah.
Totally. But that they probably asked a few questions about you in the car ride home.
Oh, yeah,
I'm sure.
I'm sure. Like, I'm sure of it. And I knew Justin was there. He's like, oh, it's all right. He's just like that, or whatever.
Yeah, totally.
But you also have to think, like, I saw these people and, like, I don't care what they think about me,
Yeah, you're never going to see them again.
I'm never going to see these
If you
people
live in
again.
Kingman.
I'm never going to hang out with them. It's like they're not my people. He was certainly right about that. Like, I don't care what they think. They can think whatever they want. I didn't want them in my house. So,
Yeah, don't let them in.
yeah. I mean, they were probably going to not do anything.
They're probably just going to go pee, Max.
Yeah, I know. But, I just wasn't having it.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Why were they not my people? Because you could see, like, they had... Not that I'm against long hair. I had long hair myself. But they were, like, tatted out. They had piercings everywhere. They were just gross to me. They smelled like beer. There's those kind of people. And their car was thrashed, and it was, like, they had all this shit in there. It was cluttered. It's like, oh, God, I don't want them in my house. I don't want that essence in my house, I know Ash was probably going to... Ash was going down the road of were they a different race? No. No, Ash. No.
No.
You racist bigot fuck. No. They were just gross. They were just gross to me.
Grossos.
I'll let Cher into my house.
Yeah, I'm not that gross, though.
Nah.
I'm not. No.
In your own way.
Shaved my head once.
You did shave your head once. You did the half shave thing once too.
You let me into your house with a shaved head.
Yeah, but you had.
You have a heart.
I
You
do.
have a soul.
But you grow back a little bit at that point.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, you had like a dude.
Right.
You had dude hair at that time.
Yeah, I eventually grew it to a nice little fullet, and then fashion mullet, and then now it's long.
Yeah, you got bangs though.
Banging. Yep.
You gotta let it grow out, Cher.
Gotta part it in the middle.
Oh no.
Just kidding.
I'm
just kidding.
Move it to the side, please, God.
I know. Where is that? Yep. Like a beautiful wave.
Oh man. I mean, that's basically what I did, Tavish. That's basically what I did. I said you are not coming into my house.
What?
Like, I mean, I didn't say y'all are gross, get out of here, but it was pretty damn close.
Sorry, guys. I don't have a toilet.
Yeah, yeah, right. I piss in the backyard. You cannot go in my backyard either.
Go to a McDonald's. Go to a restaurant.
Yeah,
Don't
right.
come
I
here.
think that's probably what they did.
Probably.
Yeah, or
Or
they
they
just
peed in
held
a
it the
cup.
whole way. I don't know.
Or they peed in a Mountain Dew bottle.
The Pete and Justin.
What?
Okay.
Man.
All right. All right.
Well, I have the story about that little girl that was in the ghost of the little girl that was in the bathroom.
Hey, damn right you do. What do you got?
Well, let's see what this is titled. Well, it's just a spooky story, it says. Starts out, it's by Lady Sparrow, the little girl who wasn't, is what it's called. Can you hear me okay?
I hear you beautifully.
Okay. I lived in a house from hell for 4 years, from age 11 to almost 16. There was constantly something happening. Doors flying open and shut, voices, footsteps. Nothing ever stayed where you put it. It was I was alone there a lot because my parents both worked and I was constantly terrified. Yeah, that does sound like hell. One of the most gut level disturbing things, though, was the little girl in my bathroom.
Yeah.
Every time I walked past my bathroom door, I saw a little girl with blonde, curled hair and a rose-colored dress. She just stood there, staring, looking like a photograph from 1905. I started keeping the door closed so I could walk by without seeing her, but she
Ew.
was always there when I opened it. She's probably going to go to your house and ask to use your bathroom, Max, because she can't go into her own.
And I'm not gonna let her in. Fuck you. Unless it's
Man.
she's Sherese.
Uh, Once I stepped in past her. Look at this. She even has to pass.
Wow, what an
Excuse
insane.
me.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I
You don't.
gotta get past.
Oh no, you gotta be real
Uh,
used to a ghost at that point. You gotta be real used to a ghost. Hello, random
uh,
person. How's it going, buddy? Wow.
I gotta pee. Could you just step outside the bathroom for a second?
Wow. Yeah. No, thank
Okay.
you.
All right, I'll continue. Once I stepped in past her, I couldn't see her anymore. Oh, well, that explains it. But I could feel her there. She scared me, but I felt really sorry for her because she was trapped there, just like me, probably forever. Jeez, sob story. As the years went by and things in the house continued to get worse, she started seeming darker. I started feeling like she wasn't really a little girl. I knew there was something ugly in the house, and I felt like it was presenting this sympathetic image to me. Then I started thinking I was completely losing my mind.
Oh,
Yeah. One day,
probably.
when I was 14, I had a friend from out of town come stay with me for a week. I hadn't told her anything whatsoever about the house because I didn't think she would come if I did. She's trapping her friend there, man. Right? So, for real though, tell your friend about the creepy shit before you invite him over.
Yeah.
Right after she got there, we were sitting in my room and she left to go to the bathroom. About a minute later, she walked back in with a puzzled look on her face and said, "So, there's a little girl in your bathroom." Yeah, she hangs out in there. Blonde hair, curls, pink dress.
Oh.
Yeah, that's not really a little girl, don't you? I almost threw up. I was so relieved and terrified and excited and ready to run out of the house screaming. She wouldn't use my bathroom the rest of the week, and I started using it as little as possible without pissing off my parents. Okay, I don't know where this is going. I haven't read this yet.
I'm liking it.
Eventually, we moved out, and I could not have been happier. I distanced myself from it mentally as much as I could. Then, when I was 18, I took another friend on a road trip to pack up a few things I'd left in the house. My parents hadn't managed to sell it and went for 5 more years. The minute we got on the property, my friend seemed uncomfortable. When we came around the bend in the long, steep driveway, he went completely white. I could tell something was wrong, but he insisted he was okay, so we got to work. After a while, he asked to use the bathroom, and I directed him to mine. Not 20 seconds after he left, he came running back in, gasping for breath, and slamming the bedroom door behind him, he started babbling about a little blonde girl who isn't really a little girl. All of a sudden, I don't know, he went dead still, looked me in the eye, and very, very solemnly said, "She's not happy with you. You left, and you weren't supposed to."
Whoa.
We threw whatever we could grab in 2 trips in my car. After I walked him to another bathroom and waited outside the door, we got the fuck out at top speed.
Oof.
All right.
You're not a ghost person. You said that earlier tonight.
Ghost stories don't really scare me.
Yeah.
But apparently this one's not a ghost. It's not a real girl.
You ever
I
have
don't
any? You don't even know what to call it. Is that what you're gonna say?
Well, I mean, it said in here it's not a real little girl.
Yeah, but it could be a ghost. That's probably what they mean, unless they mean it's like Satan or something.
Satan.
So, Cher,
Yes.
you ever had any ghosts happenings?
You know what? When I was like a teenager, okay, my parents made me go to church for a while.
Oh, I know.
And they believed in all that, like Holy Spirit stuff and demonic stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
And this one night, so my dad, he owned a restaurant. Well, it was a bar at the time. And my mom, she wasn't really into the bar scene or whatever. So she was this little prayer woman. And anyways, she wanted to pray over the bar so that all the evil stuff would get out of there or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyways, and so she's praying, and all of us kids are starting to get like kind of freaked out, like we're kids, and she's like praying all these weird things like evil spirits and stuff, and we're thinking, oh, we just, like the wind blows and you think it's a freaking demon coming at you.
Sure.
Yeah. And so anyways, I remember one thing that happened. It was like I saw these little bees that were like, sounds really weird, but even I think it's weird, and I don't even know what the fuck it was. But at the time, my mom was saying like, oh, there's, these are evil spirits or whatever, and they looked like little bees.
Oh.
Like on the other side of the room. And I don't really believe in that stuff, really. I mean, yeah, it's fun to read, it's creepy, whatever.
You saw this though.
Yeah, but
Wow.
I visibly remember seeing this, thinking, like, just being terrified, like, oh my god, there's demons, and I'm thinking that they're in this form of a little like bee going back and forth, and literally it was like over the bar area.
Yeah.
Where my mom's trying to paint this image in her head, like, bars bad, drinking bad, all these things. So as a kid, you're like associating that with this, and I never really knew what that was, but it was definitely weird, creepy. But who knows? I was a kid, and also like you can imagine things, and maybe it was a fly that I don't know.
How old were you?
But it's probably 10 or something. Oh, probably I was probably older than that, actually. Probably maybe 12, 13, actually.
Okay.
So, but
Interesting.
I did see that.
Yeah.
But, me, I don't really go for all his ghost things, but that did happen, and I saw it. It was weird.
You know
but
what?
that's like a
Yeah.
spirit, evil spirit.
Sure.
A bee.
Who knows, right? But you see, those are those things, though. Those are those weird little things. You think everything's bullshit, and so you have a little thing like that go on, and you're like, I don't know what to think of that. I don't know what to think of it. Yeah.
What category does that fall under?
Yeah.
Am I hallucinating right now? Is it like, what's going on? Are there actual little evil spirits flying around in bee bodies? I don't know.
I've had a few things that have happened to me that are not right.
Really?
I told you about how I saw the guy disappear.
Yeah. That was
that racks
freaky.
my mind. That racks my mind to this day. I still think it may have been me having some sort of a lapse because it was just like so strange.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
It is
crazy.
unbelievable, which is why I worry about it so much. Another thing that happened is the last house that we lived in with the creepy basement where you lived with us for like a month and a half or whatever.
Yeah.
That house, I don't know if you ever noticed anything when you were there. Probably not. But there was weird stuff in that house. I told you about the lips that we saw when we were out of town.
Yeah, the window. Yeah.
That was a
Yep.
really weird one. That was one of the first things I noticed. Another thing is a jar of peanut butter flipped out of the counter one night and landed on its lid in the. And you know how big that kitchen was? It landed across the
Yeah.
kitchen.
What the heck?
Yeah, and I went in there
On its lid.
on its lid, and it was like full. And I went in
What
there.
the heck?
Yeah, it was really strange. And I went in there, and my mom heard it, and she looks at me, she says, "What was that?" It was really thud, like poof. And I went in there,
Yeah.
and there's the peanut butter, and I looked, and the cabinet was open, and it was like, "What the fuck was this?" You know, we just kind of looked at each other like, "Okay."
Oh my god.
And
Yeah, what the
Yeah.
heck?
and something that happened in that house all the time, is it was like a horseshoe shape,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
she would be on one end of the horseshoe, and I'd be on the other end of the horseshoe, and we would hear each other call each other. She would hear me go, "Mom," or I would hear her go, "Hey," you know,
Yeah.
and I'd go in there, and she'd go in there, and we'd look at each other and be like, "What do you want?" And she's like, and she'd be like, "No, you called me." I said, "No, you called me," and we hadn't called each other.
What the heck?
We heard each other and each other's voices.
Dang.
That shit was always happening, and I swear to you, it always happened. Like, I'm not making this up. It happened, and then the night I heard the shit in the attic.
Makes you wonder.
It
Yeah.
does make you wonder. It does really make you wonder. A couple other little weird little things like that, but it's like, I don't know. She tells me a really scary story once of she got up once early in the morning, and she went to use the restroom, and she gets out and she hears somebody in her left ear, I believe, go, "Hi, good morning,"
Oh my gosh.
and she froze, and she like went to see if I was out cold, and she just looked around.
What the heck?
Yeah, and she, I wasn't there. My mom's never been one to just make shit up. So, I believe it when she says it. I don't know if she was half asleep or what, but if she says she heard it, I think she probably heard something.
Dang.
So, I don't know.
Well, yeah, when people that you trust tell you stories like that, and you kind of already know what they believe, and then they tell you something creepy like that, it's like, geez, well, you know
Yeah.
that they actually think that, and they're not lying to you.
Yeah.
Something weird happened. You know what that makes me think of? Since I have a 3-year-old, I've done shopping for like baby monitors,
Oh, man.
and
You're getting into real creep territory. There's something about kids' stuff and baby monitors that's really can be creepy.
yep,
Yeah.
we opted out of even using one.
Really?
We just kept her in our room. We
Oh,
opted out of
man.
it because I read some reviews, and there's a lot of baby monitors that people can tap into. And I read this one article a long time ago, and it was like their child would wake up crying several times a week,
Yeah.
and they couldn't figure out like why, everything's perfectly fine. Like, why is our kid crying every night? And finally the mom kind of like heard this
Oh.
creepy talking, and
God.
those are like, they have like a, what would you call it, some kind of wavelength or whatever, it's like a walkie-talkie kind of, but a video. It's to your bedroom or wherever you put the little screen.
Yeah, just
So
like a
any-
little surveillance thing.
Yeah, some kind of little Wi-Fi thing. And so apparently someone was like tapping into that
Yeah.
and just talking just like nonsense, like creepy, weird nonsense to
God.
this child. But there's like a bunch of them. I read a bunch of different reports like, okay, hell no, I'm not going to get a freaking baby monitor when this is happening. I'd rather just be there like listening to your baby. But
yeah.
creepy shit.
That's
Yeah,
scary
that's
for
weird.
a very different real reason,
Yeah.
That's really something. And it makes sense. They're just radios. You can do it.
Yep.
Yeah. It's really creepy, man. I don't like it. I couldn't imagine hearing that. Like if I was a parent, if I
Oh
was
my
anybody, even not even a parent, if I just heard that. And it
Yeah.
it was just, oh my God, aliens, man. They're here.
Jeez.
There's that
She's Louise.
she's
Sherese.
she's
She's Sherese.
Sherese. There's that scene in Signs where they pick up the aliens on the walkie-talkies.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah. Didn't I watch that with you? I think I did.
Yeah, we probably did.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah, that was really creepy. But
Yeah, that's too far.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
But I mean, that's probably like some of the shit these people were doing to these kids,
mhm.
Ugh. What a disgusting thing.
Yeah, it was
Man,
creepy world. Creepy
it
world.
is. Tavish is saying, heard 2 times whisper in my ear Matthew when I was going in the middle of the night to use the toilet. Just kind of froze in place for like 10 seconds. Checked if everyone was asleep and then decided to wait for the sun before using the toilet. Yeah.
Good choice.
Yeah, I don't blame you. You ever have a house or you ever be in a place, you didn't have to live there, but if ever in a friend's house, in a hotel,
Hmm.
where it was just kind of off? You just,
Like eerie.
yeah, you felt weird. You didn't feel like everything was right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, there's when I was a kid, we stayed at hotels a lot. My dad had like a weird gambling problem,
Mm-hmm.
and it's probably a mixture of feeling like, oh, we're staying at a hotel again,
Yeah.
and then mixed with like just the silence and kind of the emptiness. But we would get some like nice, like big hotel rooms, um, and just the quietness, and then you're like tiptoeing down the hallway to get the ice, and you just feel weird, like it shouldn't be here. This is just feels wrong, feels weird.
Yeah.
um but I've never had the feeling of like someone like audibly saying my name or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I felt that in hotels. I think hotels really make sense for that kind of feeling because it's full of strangers.
totally, completely full.
Yeah.
And also it's like, you never know who was there before you.
Mm-hmm.
You never know what weird, I mean, this is creepy to say this, but there could be like a weird little camera in there or something. Who knows?
Oh yeah. I mean, especially today. Like if you're talking about people hacking into baby monitors, there could be a camera in a hotel room.
I mean, even on your phones now, people are scared, like, oh, I'm going to turn off my Wi-Fi, all this stuff, like, 'cause they're thinking people are watching them, the government's watching them through their phone camera, and
Yeah.
everywhere you look, whatever electronic device, everyone's watching you through it, tapping into your computer. So you can get that feeling. Oh, you know what? Actually, one time I did have a feeling that someone was looking at me.
Go on.
It was at that bar. It was that same exact night, actually. That my dad owned.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to go use the restroom, and I remember there was this little drainage hole
Yeah.
that,
Okay.
yep, and there's a little drainage hole on the ground in the middle of the bathroom. And sometimes it would kind of like back up, and they had to do like some work on it or whatever. But anyways, I remember I went to go use the bathroom, and it was really creepy. I just felt like there was something in that little drainage hole just looking up at me.
Oh.
Like I couldn't even go because it was like, something's there. Like, this is so creepy. It's the same night that my mom's like praying all these demons away or whatever.
Wow.
And I'm sitting there feeling like,
Now,
this
okay.
uneasy. Like, there's a demon in the drain.
Here comes unexplained YouTube Max. Okay, so when you felt this, was she already doing the creepy stuff in the other room?
Praying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So okay, so you already had that creepy thing in your head, right?
Yeah.
So okay, so it's probably you just.
My mom really
Yeah.
fed into that, like,
Yeah.
superstition, or not, like, more like everything is connected to either a demon, or like one time a crow was flying, or like, I don't know if it was a crow or whatever, a vulture was circling our house, and my mom's like praying like,
Yeah.
there's a demon embodied in this crow, and it's coming after my dad, like freaking kind of, she's probably getting a little crazy there, like psycho prayer warrior, thinking every single animal that kills something or does anything has a demon in it.
Sure.
So that's the influence that I had. So as a kid, it's like, oh God, there's a dog. It's scary. There's a demon in it.
I remember getting that feeling with. I think I've told this definitely on the channel before, but my shower used to have one of those security windows that was like high off the ground.
Oh yeah.
And it was like a little slat, and you would put your shampoo in there and everything like that.
Totally, yeah.
And one
And
night,
grows.
oh, what, Cher?
I was just gonna make a joke saying you grow your mildew mold up there. It's just a lame joke. Keep going.
So anyway, man, I don't know what to do now. You really brought this whole thing to a halt.
I'm sorry.
No. So anyway, one night, and people hearing this are like, oh, Max gonna tell this again. But one night
I haven't heard it.
we were watching. This is when I was little. We were watching America's Most Wanted. You know,
Ooh.
John Walsh
I
and-
remember watching that as a kid too.
Oh yeah. And the episode, this black kid had gone missing. And like he went missing from when he was like 12 or whatever the age was, and what they did I thought was incredibly creepy. And right now it gives me chills and it makes me uncomfortable. Like really right now I just look behind myself. It still creeps me out. Is
Oh,
they
geez.
made a clay reconstruction of what he might look like as an adult. Like
Okay.
an actual size clay bust. It might have been
Wow.
a whole body. I can't remember of what
Whoa.
he of like his bone structure, and they went into detail about his muscles and how he would age, and from what I remember anyway. And they made this clay bust of him, and it was so creepy looking to me. It really freaked me out. And
A
anyway,
lot of those pictures are
oh yeah,
like
totally.
the age like 20 years later or
Yeah,
whatever.
and it creeped me out. But this is worse because it was clay, you know.
Yeah.
And
I'm like imagining like melting wax like
oh, it was so eerie. And anyway, of course, show ends. My dad goes, "All right, time for bed. Go take a shower."
Oh jeez.
And I remember just being so scared. So scared.
Oh.
I was terrified. And the shower was on the complete other end of the house from where my two parents were. My two parents were still in the
Yeah.
living room, and I was just in the other end of the house all alone. And I remember being in the shower just staring at the little window, just not being able to move. I was so scared.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You're all alone.
I was
naked.
terrified that this face that I was seeing on TV was going to be there.
Jeez, just the face. It wasn't even the abductor. It was the face
Yeah,
Of
it was the face of the victim, right?
of the victim.
That's and it scared me so bad. It scared me so bad. And like I'm telling that now, and
Oh
it
my
still
God.
gave me the willies. Something about it really got into my that thing in me that makes you scared, you know?
Whoa.
Yeah. And today
Maybe
to this-
maybe what you could do is redo it yourself, and it'll be like a therapeutic, facing your fear.
I think the only thing I could do is probably find the guy and be like, "Okay, you don't look like that."
Oh,
It's yeah, it was really bad.
then you'd be a
Yeah.
hero because you found him.
I found
too.
him, absolutely. No, but like that's probably where where my window thing comes from. To be truthful, it probably comes from that.
I bet.
Yeah,
Bet you're right.
yeah. But no, that was just so. Like I imagine the feeling that you had of something looking at you through the drain, and
Yeah.
just the same, but it's the security window in a shower.
Ooh.
I just-
And that's worse because you're about to take a shower.
Yeah, it's like you're most vulnerable.
You're in this tiny little like square
Yeah.
or rectangle with
You're-
the curtain. You can't see anything behind the curtain.
exactly,
Oh, yeah.
and they got to wash my hair, and my eyes have to be closed at one point. You know?
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
That was
you're
always the
right.
worst. I remember there was this phase where my dad would listen to Coast in the middle of the night.
What's that?
Which is like basically what we're doing now, like this radio show that does paranormal
Oh.
and scary stuff.
Yeah.
And I forget what they were doing, but they were doing something creepy. And I remember he had his radio up kind of loud, and I could hear
Oh.
this lady talking about ghosts through the wall because his bedroom, at least this time, he was on the same side of the house as I was.
Yeah.
But his bedroom was on the other side of the bathroom, and I could faintly hear it. And I was in the bathroom getting ready for my shower, and she was saying all this creepy shit.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, oh my God, I got to take a shower. I got to take a shower.
Yeah.
And I get in there, and I just remember the fear of like, I'm going to open.
Face.
Yeah, I'm going to open my eyes, and I'm going to see something when I open my eyes. And of
Oh
course,
my gosh.
of course I didn't. But that feeling when you're a little kid is the worst.
Totally. My brother, he would wake up and like in the morning and be able and tell us that in the middle of the night he would see this laughing face.
Oh.
So him and my brother shared they had a bunk bed, you know. He
Yeah.
was on the bottom, my other brother was on the top. So my brother Ben, he was on the top, and he said that he would get so scared that he couldn't even talk, and he was just like stuck, like, paralyzed
Yeah.
in fear. And he would see this laughing face on the ceiling,
Oh
just
my
laughing
God.
at him.
And
And he would sit there and cry, and he would just the laughing face would come whenever he would cry.
wow. And this was real. Like he says he actually
Yeah,
saw
no,
this.
he actually, like, he would tell us, and then, us kids were kind of like, no, that's not true. But you know what? This year I thought about, my child and all this weird stuff.
Yeah.
But anyways, I thought about, geez, cheese, Sherese, how come I did not take that seriously?
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
all kids, you can't go back, but it's like, man, that's really freaky.
Yeah.
Like, what is that even?
For as messed up as my dad was, my mom was never messed up. But as messed up as my dad was, when I told him I was scared of something, he would take it seriously.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
which
good.
this is really good. I'd
You
tell
should.
no matter yeah, he should. No matter how ridiculous. Like I'd say, Dad, there's something
Yeah.
outside my window. He'd go, all right, let's go figure it out, and he'd take me. Or I'd say, Dad,
Wow.
there's something in my closet, and he'd open it up and make sure there's nothing in there, and then he would tell me if there's anything in there, you yell and I'll fuck it up. So, I mean, so that was good in that case. Like,
Yeah,
but
that's what you should do, because
yeah,
children's fears, no matter how irrational they are, like my daughter, she wakes up in the middle of the night having fear of dogs in her crib.
oh my God,
And I know
understandable.
it's just completely random. She has had a dog that came up and like licked her face or something. This,
Yeah.
as a kid, like a baby or toddler or whatever, this dog's probably like, maybe 3 times bigger than her.
Yeah,
But ever since then, she's had nightmares, night terrors, where she wakes up screaming.
sure.
And one time, she woke up screaming, and she was like, "How come you didn't save me?" She has a pretty good vocabulary. But she was like, "There's a dog, and you didn't save me." And so it's like, you have to kind of meet them at their level.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
children, anyways, because their fears are irrational, and they don't know any better. That's probably the scariest thing that ever happened to her in her entire life.
Mm.
Is, her entire 3 years of life is a dog lick her in the face.
right, right.
That's terrifying for a
It is
kid.
terrifying. This giant thing licking you. And,
It's like,
kids think of licking as eating, So,
yeah, totally.
yeah,
I mean, think of something 3 times or more bigger than us coming up, like wagging its tail, like you don't even know if it's gonna jump on you or not,
yeah.
and it just licks you.
One of the only nightmares I've had in my life was a dog nightmare.
Really? What did it do?
I was little when I had this, and this was in the same house that had that shitty shower security window.
Oh, geez, get rid of that security window.
Oh yeah, I moved out of that place, and I would wake up, open my door, and see the long dark hallway, and it was a long dark hallway, and I'd walk into the kitchen, and out of the stove would come this dark black dog,
Oh, geez, you told me about
and he
this
would just
actually.
chase me back into my room, and I would always wake
Whoa.
up. Yeah, yeah, and that was one of the few nightmares I've had. I don't have nightmares other than that and one other one, but yeah,
Wow.
that was it.
Yep, that's scary. A
So-
black dog.
I can't even remember any features. Like he was just a black shape of a dog. Like it's like
Is
he
it
didn't
like
have a
the
face.
color black, or is it like emptiness?
Empty black. Just
Gotcha,
like
yeah.
like almost snowy, like static
Mm-hmm.
black.
Whoa.
And I think he came out of the stove because I remember
That's so scary.
It is scary, and I think he came out of the stove because I remember one of my parents when I was little telling me that if I play with the stove, we're all gonna die.
Oh my God.
Because obviously it's like fire and all that. And
Yeah, yeah.
It must have worked because I didn't like that stove for a long time.
Whoa.
But yeah. So yeah, I want to ask you something since you have a little girl.
Yeah.
And I was talking to Ash last night, actually, about this a little bit, is imaginary friends.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was a kid, I never had imaginary friends. I never did. I would go out in the backyard and shoot dinosaurs and pretend I was shooting like soldiers. But, the minute I would stop playing, even during playing, they weren't real. They were always imaginary, and I always knew I was shooting at empty air, right?
Mm-hmm. Totally.
But you hear cases of kids actually having conversations and things like that.
Yeah, you walk in and they're like, "Oh, thank you," just whatever.
Yeah, and
talking to them.
I never had that. I don't know that feeling. I can't even comprehend that what's going on there, and I just want to know, have you ever seen anything like that?
With her,
Yeah.
yeah, she's I don't know, she's pretty smart, but she does have this thing where she pretends constantly. Actually, it goes in waves. Right now, she's in it where she pretends like she's Elsa, um, which that's pretty much normal, I think, for Disney era or Disney age
Yeah.
children. But the only thing that she really pretends, she's done this before a couple times, is she says that she has siblings,
Oh wow.
and she's told me several times, like, oh well, my sister's gonna come to our house,
Oh.
and I just ask her, well, who's your sister? Um, and she goes, oh, and she just makes up some random name, and it's always like a weird, like, doesn't it's not a name, it's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
more like, no, Shinga Hanjina, just random letters
Sherese.
mash.
That's kind of creepy though, in its own way.
But then she goes further, and I go, well, where's she coming from? Where's she live? And she tells me that she has a brother and a sister, and it's like, she has this story that
Oh.
she keeps pretty constant every time she, talks about this, um, and that they live in the Tacoma Dome,
Oh.
which is like the big, like a big,
Yeah.
well, for a kid, it's pretty sweet because it's just a humongous spherical building, where they host concerts, and it's a big venue, or they have huge conventions and stuff there.
Yeah.
Um, but she always says that her siblings live in the Tacoma Dome.
That's kind of weird.
Yeah, it is. I mean, but it's like,
Wow.
I don't know why she says it, but every time we go past, not every time, she hasn't really mentioned it in a little while, but that's kind of the closest thing that I would say she's done when it has to do with imaginary
That's a little
friends.
weird, It's like the first time you heard that, did you get a little chill, a
It
little
was,
weird?
it's more like, oh, really? Where do they live?
Yeah.
You're kind
Yeah.
of trying to ask some
And then
questions,
and then
figuring
what
out what
what
she's
did you
saying.
think? Yeah, but what did you think when she gave you a real answer?
Oh, with this girl, it doesn't surprise me because
Yeah.
she's pretty smart. She always has some kooky thing that she's saying,
Yeah.
but so, but yeah, it doesn't really surprise me anymore. But the first time I heard that, it was kind of funny though. It was more funny than creepy. But when she has the same story and she's
Again and
consistent
again.
with it, and
Yeah.
she's only 3, and she has this
Yeah.
consistent story about a brother and sister
It's
who
weird,
live in the
man.
Tacoma Dome. Yeah,
Wow,
yeah.
what a weird thing. That's a weird thing. I don't think I ever did
Pretty
anything like that.
random.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, who knows if she'll remember that she does that, but
You ought to
or
you
did
ought
that.
to one day you ought to record it or
Oh
something.
yeah.
And then when
I,
she
re- I do little recordings of her all the time.
and then when
At
she,
least if she
yeah.
says something weird, I try and, I get the camera out. I'm like, oh, what did you just say? And try and
Yeah.
see if she'll say it again. But
If she ever does the Tacoma Dome Brothers and Sisters, film it, and then if she ever gets older, ask her.
yeah, see what she's
Like,
talking about.
yeah, what were you saying? Hey, Airlock John from Belgium, how's it going, buddy? Nice to have you here.
Yeah.
Airlock John, we're talking about kids and imaginary friends.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, that's interesting. So, how many times has she done that?
I'll say 4 times at least.
Over a span of how long?
Oh man. Probably 2 years.
Wow.
It's not like all the time, but I mean, she talks about her siblings a lot, but I think she's just at an age where she has some friends that have siblings, so she's probably trying to figure out, like, she probably doesn't actually know what a sibling is.
Well, yeah. I don't know, but then she says brothers and sisters, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
I don't know. She's just too smart. I don't
I
know.
don't know. It's weird, man. It's weird.
Yeah, we should look up a creepy imaginary friend story right now.
Oh God, if you could find one, I'm sure Ash doesn't have his eyes in. He can't do it. Usually Ash would be the story guy. But that's something that's always weirded me out. And you know what? I don't think I've ever even seen it firsthand. Is a kid with an imaginary friend.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to see
Yeah.
it firsthand because it's kind of a spectacle. I would think it'd be a creepy
Yeah.
thing to watch.
Okay.
A kid talking to nothing. That's weird to me. It's creepy.
I mean, it's not always creepy. I think sometimes it's funny too.
Yeah,
Like,
but I mean, when you go into the point where like this kid, maybe the kid ain't as young as 3, maybe the
mhm,
kid's like 9 or 8.
older.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they have the faculties, and they're like,
Hmm.
"Well, hello, John." Oh, or my friend John told me to meet me. It's like, dude, there is no John.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really gets creepy for
I,
me really
yeah.
fast.
There's a video of this little girl that's like, what is she doing? She's like painting her Barbies or something.
Yeah,
And then her dad comes in and he's videotaping her and he's like, so why did you paint your Barbies? Because she's in trouble now.
yeah.
And she just keeps saying, because she told me to.
Ooh.
She told me to. And she's like bawling, like, but she told me. My Barbie told me to paint me.
Oh my God.
Um, the that just reminded me that the other day, Lucille, she was getting babysat by my friend.
Yeah, yeah.
And she was up on the big toy, and my friend said that she saw her like stomping on something, and so she's like, "What are you doing up there?" She could tell maybe she's killing something or a bug or something, and she's like, "Oh, nothing's here," and so she asks her again, "Well, what are you doing?" And she's like killing it and like gets down, and she goes, "There's just an ant. I'm killing the ant." And then my friend goes, "Well, let's not kill the bugs. Let's not kill them." And then Lucille goes, "But I like killing things."
Oh. Okay, well that's a different kind of creepy right there. That's your kind of Hitler Stalin creepy. That's always good.
But kids say the craziest things though. Like she doesn't even know what the fuck she's talking about. It's just funny, actually, but it has such a creepiness to it though. Just the way she says it, like, "But I like killing things." Like,
Yeah. At least that's explainable.
yeah.
Kid can't grasp the idea quite yet.
Yep.
Oh, that's so creepy though.
So this one I just looked up. Says parents describing their kids' creepy imaginary friends.
Okay.
And okay, let's see if we can find one. Little girl goes, "When my daughter was 3, so same age as my daughter, she had an imaginary friend named Kelly who lived in her closet. Kelly sat in a little rocking chair while she slept, played with her, etc. Typical imaginary friend shit. Anyway, fast forward 2 years later, so let's see, she's 6. Or wait, no, 4. I can't even count. 5.
How many? What did she say? 2 years?
2 years
Yeah,
forward.
5.
5. The wife and I are watching new Amityville, the one with Ryan
Oh,
Reynolds.
the Amityville horror? Yeah.
Mhm. And our daughter walks out right when dead girl goes all black-eyed.
Oh.
Far from being disturbed, she said, "That looks like Kelly."
Oh my God.
"Kelly who?" We say, "You know, the dead girl that lived in my closet."
Oh.
That's a creepy one.
Oh, that's a very creepy one. Oh my God. Now see, okay, it's like those things, right? Like those things. Those are those things. They're like, that makes me think.
Yeah.
That makes me think.
Totally. Yeah.
There's a story that I heard, and I can't remember where the first time I heard it was, but I feel like it almost happened to people I knew. Like I think this might have happened to somebody I had known. They had their kid. They had like a little kid in their car, and like Lucille's age, and they were driving. The kid doesn't know a whole lot about what's going on in the world yet. Probably younger than Lucy.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they drive past a graveyard, and the kid starts freaking out, and the kid says, I want to see whoever it was. And they turn and they say, who? And the kid says the name. Let's just say, for instance, Grandpa. And the kid says, I want to see Grandpa. And the kid's freaking out. They stop the car and they say, who do you want to see? The kid never known any grandparent. He said, I want to see Grandpa. I know he's around. And they were passing the graveyard where he had been buried.
Whoa.
Yeah. And, he died long before she was ever born.
Dang. Yeah. See, that's weird. That's weird.
Yeah. Right? I was thinking the same thing, Tavish. Like, the moment that story mentioned that the imaginary friend lived in the closet, nothing's good. like anybody who sits in a closet, imaginary or not, is not good.
It's weird. Here's another one. It says, it's titled, "You'll Get Used to Killing."
Oh, jeez, Louise.
Is
Therese.
it, is this going too far? I mean, I don't know how far
No,
you go
there's
on
no
this
such
show.
thing as far. This is what we're here
Okay.
for, is creepy.
Okay. A parent of one of my students told us in a meeting that she was concerned because her 7-year-old talked about an invisible ghost who would talk to him and play with him in his room. So he's 7 years old.
Oh, okay.
He said the ghost was called the Captain and was an old white guy with a beard. The kid would tell his mom that the Captain told him when he grows up, his job will be to kill people.
Oh,
And the Captain would tell him who he needed to kill.
oh my God.
The kid would cry and said he doesn't want to kill when he grows up, but the Captain tells him he doesn't have a choice and he'll get used to killing after a while.
Whoa.
Oh my God.
Whoa.
See, that makes me wonder though, is what's going on at that kid's house? Or
Yeah.
like, what is that kid exposed to? I don't
Yeah.
just think that these kids are seeing ghosts or whatever all the time. When you hear that, it just makes me question, like, what's going on at home?
Yeah.
What kid heard this freaky story or happened to watch some movie while, like his parents don't think he's sitting at the steps watching the movie?
Sure, sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there has to be some explanation for that, I think.
Yeah, you would hope.
I would hope so.
You
But,
would certainly hope.
Lucille just said the other day
Yeah,
that
she's
kind
got.
of similar things. So it's like, geez.
You know, my parents didn't ban a lot of movies for me when I was a kid. I was allowed to see a lot. Like I could see, especially, I still love monsters eating people, like dinosaurs, sharks, Godzilla, things eating people, scary graboids, worms in the ground. And I remember my mom like almost encouraging it at some point because I remember liking Tremors, and she's like, "Oh,
Yeah.
you're gonna like Dune because there's giant
Oh,
worms
really?
in it." Yeah, and so she'd be like, "Oh, this has cool shit in it too." But I was never scared of those things, you know.
We watched Tremors when we were at your house, I remember.
Oh yeah, we did, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
so funny. I can't imagine a kid watching it, though.
Oh, I loved it when I was a kid, like a little kid. It's one of my earliest memories. Like, there's a core set of movies. This is part of my earliest memories. But those things never scared me. They fascinated me. And
Mhm.
I don't know. Maybe I'm different than a lot of kids. I don't know. Maybe I'm the same. I really don't know. But things that were like that I liked to see,
Yeah.
They never scared me. Like things that
Wow.
were horrific like that. Things that scared me were things like, like that weird face on America's Most Wanted.
Yeah.
Things that
Yeah.
didn't seem right, right?
Hmm.
I wonder if kids know that inherently, that something isn't quite right or
No,
something.
I absolutely think that
Yeah.
yeah, intuition.
Yeah.
Whoa, I see a pretty scary picture here.
Okay. Jeez,
Okay.
Sherese.
Says, okay, it has a big picture of a really, really freaky rabbit thing.
Oh,
I don't know,
gross.
costume. Anyways, it's titled "Poor Shaggy." When my mom was younger, she had an imaginary friend named Shaggy. When she was finished with Shaggy, she chopped him up and put him in the fridge.
Okay,
What is
Mom.
that? Freaky. I don't.
Yeah, who's the monster here, huh?
Yeah, I don't know. Dark angels.
Wow.
Whoa.
Okay, I'm gonna change gears real fast. You mentioned earlier about talking about baby monitors.
Yeah.
This kind of plays into it. This would be more in the point of view of the kid, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
Really short. Title of it is Maybe He Left. I was sleeping, and in the middle of a dream, a character from my dream was doing something, turned her head, looked at me very seriously, and said, "There's someone in your apartment. Wake up."
Oh my gosh.
I nearly had a heart attack, and I shot awake. Nobody was in my apartment. Ooh.
Oh my gosh.
Ooh.
Wait, was that on the monitor? Or are you done with the story?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh my gosh.
That's all the
Who
story
told
is.
him that? Ah,
Yeah, that's all the story is. Who told? Who said? You know what? I've had
who
dreams.
said that?
Who
Yeah,
said
who
that?
said
Who
that?
knows? Who knows? That's the
Dang.
mystery.
Creepy.
I've had real life stuff bleed into my dreams.
Yeah, so have I.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's always
Yeah,
more real than stuff you just dream too.
mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yep.
because you're like, you have like an association with it a little
Mm-hmm.
bit. You
Yep.
know, it feels more real,
Yep.
for sure.
Creepy. Very creepy.
Uh,
Ew.
oh, this is, I don't know. I guess this is kind of funny because I read the title of this whole article wrong. It says, in parentheses, after it says, parents describe their kids' creepy imaginary friends, and in parentheses it says, that are probably actually demons.
Oh.
That's what my mom would say.
Oh.
Talking to the demons.
Oh God.
Man.
Ew.
Oh, I just thought of something.
Yes.
When I was younger, my sister would see this. So one time she spent the night in my mom's room because she was having bad dreams or whatever.
Yeah.
My dad was gone, and my sister told me that she woke up in the middle of the night and she kind of had like shortness of breath, and my mom was sleeping next to her. She must have been, let's say, she must have been like 9, 8 or 9, and she saw in the darkness of your room, she saw this black, probably like she described it as like a black cape over a man, and he had a black face, like the emptiness
Empty.
kind of black.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then she got so scared, she turned over slowly and tried to go back to sleep. And later that night, she woke up again, and there was another black body. I guess you just call it like this dark
Like a human
emptiness.
kind of shape.
Yeah, like it's
Yeah.
a form. Yeah, it's like a human form, but they're having some kind of cloak or jacket or something. Or
Yeah.
and she turned back around and she saw, and it was laying right next to her.
Oh my God.
And it had
Jesus.
it had like a worm kind of thing in its nose.
Whoa.
But you know what?
Jesus Christ.
That would be so terrifying. Oh my God.
Yeah.
To try, because you're a little kid, you're thinking, oh, I'm going to sleep in the comfort of my parents' bed so that I can sleep well.
Yeah.
Then you turn around, there's this black image. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's worse in there. Jeez.
Yeah, it's like worse in there. Yeah. That's like, that's the moment where your heart stops.
God.
You feel like, what's going on? I can't breathe right now, It's terrifying.
Yeah, that's really.
A moment like that.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine. I've never had anything like that happen to me when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Never. I mean, I had a sound mind or something, because I never had weird little fits like that were like half unconscious, half sleep,
Yeah.
Apparently it's common. I've heard adults tell me things like this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that's no good. No, thank you. Wow, what a weird one. Maybe you should ask her more about it. That'd be interesting to see what she thinks.
I should. Things like that, it's like you forget about it because you're kids, and then you grow up and you're like, oh yeah, remember that weird time you saw that weird thing? Yeah.
Yeah. Remember
Crazy.
my friend Kevin, who I've talked about a lot. It was the first time he was ever going to spend the night at my house, which wasn't a big deal because he lived behind me,
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, great, he's going to walk 100 yards and spend the night somewhere else. It wasn't a big deal at all.
Yeah.
But
totally.
I remember, the day before, he's like, I'm like, okay. And we were older, actually. We were, a little bit older, 11, 12. He was 2 years younger than me. So we weren't little kids anymore. I was like, all right, man, what do I need to know about you so you can spend the night? We already knew everything about each other, but what's your night ritual? And he says, well, sometimes I get night terrors. And I didn't know what it was at the time.
That's nice to mention.
Yeah, I didn't know what it was at the time because,
Just in case.
I don't have any brothers or sisters, and I never had anything like that myself. And I go, well, what's that? He says, oh, it's just when I wake up and I see people standing around my bed. And I scream and run around the house. I went, oh, that's all, huh?
Oh my God.
And I remember like, am I going to let this guy sleep in my house?
What the heck?
But he did, and he had no night terrors. But it was like,
Jeez.
that was the first time I ever heard of it. And it kind of creeped me out. Because every time I would go into his room, I'm like, oh man, what's in here? You know?
Man.
But I'm sure it was his half sleep sort of consciousness. But after that, his room was forever creepy to me.
I bet.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
See, I wonder, I want to find a statistic or something, see what the statistic is on how many people have night terrors, like how
Oh,
common it is.
apparently a lot. I don't know. Have you ever had anything like that?
One time when I was a kid, honestly, I've tried to analyze this and figure out what happened.
Yeah.
Talk to a counselor or whatever. Freaky, I don't know if it's some weird flashback or who the hell knows what happened. Anyways, so I woke up in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
I don't really remember this part, but my sister does. She slept in the room next to me, and I woke up in the middle of the night and I was drinking some milk out of the fridge.
Nice.
And it's like dark except for the refrigerator. You can't really see anything when the light's like right blinding you. You can't see what's
Yeah.
behind, because of the light. So it kind of felt like she sneaked up on me.
Oh.
And I remember I felt so scared, like that moment where your heart drops, like, oh
Yeah.
God, I didn't know you were there.
Yeah.
But I remember feeling a little bit like, I don't know if I was tired or what, but my sister, I like started bawling, like instantly, like, I don't know. I think I was, it was like middle school. I don't know if I had a temperature, like elevated temperature or something.
Yeah.
Hallucinating. But anyways, my sister, she ran into my mom's room. My dad was gone. And she told my mom that I don't know what's going on with Sherilyn, but I heard her crying. And then I went and checked on her and she's crying again. I don't remember these parts. But anyways,
Interesting.
I went to my mom's room and suddenly I felt like my clothes were like tightening around, like I just felt like they were choking me, like just tightening up, like someone was grabbing the clothes and like spinning my clothes.
Yeah.
And I remember just yelling to my mom, like, my clothes are tightening. I don't know what's going on, but I've always wondered, like, what happened, like, just looking back, trying to figure out what was going on, where I actually felt like my clothes are tightening and I'm like trying to get them off. And I feel like I'm choking and I'm crying.
Do you
It's
think
just
you
like,
I know you mentioned fever earlier. Do you think you were maybe had a little heart attack or you were choking on the milk or something?
you know what? I've asked my mom this because I've always wondered what happened that time,
Yeah.
because literally I was like trying to rip my clothes off because it felt like my clothes were tightening and it was almost like, I'll just explain it this way. You know that scene in Star Wars when they're in that garbage,
Yeah, you just
and the walls are,
claustrophobia. Yeah.
yeah, and the walls are like caving in or like gonna crush all the trash. That's what it felt like. That's what I can relate it to.
Now, did it feel like claustrophobia like that, or is that just what your clothes felt like?
No, it felt like just like my clothes, like it's almost like, just imagine your clothes, they can't rip, but they're shrinking on you.
Yeah,
That's what it
yeah.
felt like.
So you think it was like an anxiety attack or something?
It probably was.
Yeah.
It probably was.
Like you just got too creeped out for the dark around you?
I have no clue. I've asked my mom, like, that one time, like, you always mention did I have a fever? And last time I talked to her about it, she was like, no, that's weird. I never thought about it. I didn't realize that you didn't have a fever. If you did, I would have given you medicine, but I didn't. So I remember you didn't have one. And it's like, well, what the hell is happening? I don't know.
You know who you ought to ask about it is Carissa.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
It's weird how many things pass and you don't even talk about it in your family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So weird. That's so weird. It's like I've never had anything like that happen to me, other than when I saw the guy disappear, I suppose.
Oh, yeah.
But,
yeah.
I was older. I was like 20, 21.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I never as a little kid did I ever have anything like that. Maybe if I asked my mom, she would know, but not that I remember. I have a pretty good memory.
There's just like a couple little weird things. Like, I remember one time I went to sleep and it was like, for some reason I was exhausted and I went to sleep and I
Yeah.
woke back up and I thought it was like hours had passed.
Yeah.
And stuff like that happens all the time, and that must just be some kind of little physical, like your mental clock got, I don't know,
Sure.
lapsed
Yeah.
or
You're
something. I have
messed up.
no clue,
I've
but
had that feeling.
it's like the perfect combination of that and I don't know, time change. Who knows?
I've had the feeling
But
of going to sleep and then waking up and like I missed a whole day, you know?
yeah,
And
isn't
then
that freaky?
yeah,
What is
it
that?
freaks me out. I feel like the world is ending, and then I figure out, oh, it's 5 hours later, like I planned, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Ugh, I don't like that feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know. Sleep is weird. Imaginary friends are weird. Weird.
Yeah. Are you wrapping it up?
No, you want me to?
I should probably get going here pretty soon, but yeah.
How much time you got?
Say another 20 minutes, say.
All right. I have a story
Yeah.
called "The Man in the Window."
Oh, perfect. Perfect for tonight.
Back
I'm looking
when,
out the window right now.
back when life was simpler.
Yesterday.
Yeah, right. 4 hours ago.
Yeah. Before we started this stream and I didn't have so much anxiety.
Back when life was simpler, but bad
When there's
things.
no windows.
Jeez, Sherese. Yeah, right. Wouldn't it be so nice if there were no windows? So nice. All right, here we go. Back when life was simpler, but bad things still happened. Jean Benet Ramsey being murdered, and at this point in time, Elizabeth Smart was just taken from her home. I myself had a very scary notion about being in my room alone. Being in my room alone. I had the weird emphasis on that. I had slept with my parents from the time I was born until now, which was about the age of 12. Wow.
Oh
He did have a problem. I finally decided that I needed to sleep in my own room, though again, very freaked
Good
out.
choice.
Yeah, good choice. Though again, very freaked out about being kidnapped, the only child.
Yeah.
Parents being overprotective and letting me watch the news to keep me informed about the world.
Oh my gosh.
Wow, okay.
That's not always a good thing.
Not always a good thing. Though, I remember watching like CSI and never being bothered by stuff like that.
It's funny, I feel the opposite. I watched CSI and then I had
You freak out.
horror dreams.
I watch CSI and I'm like, I'm going to kill a motherfucker who tries to do that. Like, there's two different takes on it, I suppose. Anyway, I was so terrified about the things that I had seen, I didn't even undress in my room.
Oh jeez.
This was the
Where
first...
did he undress?
Yeah, right? No, he doesn't, which is a bummer. Bet he's hot naked. All right. He's 12. I mean, now as an adult. Jeez, guys. All right.
Ultra creepy.
This was the first night that I actually decided to do this. My room was situated on the first floor, with the living room wall between me. This is where my parents were. I had bunk beds, top bunk for my crap, and bottom bunk for me to sleep. I had that. That was like me. I had a bunk bed, but no brothers or sisters.
That's weird.
Yeah. So, because of the shadow
Just
that...
imaginary friends.
Just imaginary friends. So because of the shadow that casts from the top bunk, I could see out the window better. I know that feeling. I could see out of the window better than if there was no bunk. I know exactly that feeling. I had my parents move my bed because of that feeling.
Oh my gosh.
I had left the window and the shape... Oh, Jesus. I had left the window and the shade open to let the cool night air in. I think my mom was in the bathroom, which precipitated me getting dressed in my own room. Otherwise, this may have never happened, or worse. Okay, so she was close by. I get it. Okay, so I go off and take my shirt. Jesus, jeez, Sherese.
Learn how to read, Max.
So I go and take my shirt off, and that's when I hear the branches cracking.
Whoa.
I immediately look out the window and see a black silhouette of a face.
Goat man.
Oh, Goatman. I can't see any features. This face is looking at me, and I'm looking back. I scream
Whoa.
bloody murder. That's my worst nightmare, man. I scream bloody murder. My dad rushes in before he can even see anything himself. This man or being slowly turns to the left and walks. Not runs, but walks. That's the creepiest part.
Yeah, it is.
It's like it's okay that it's being noticed, you know?
Yeah.
My dad tries to tell me that I'm making it up. I hate that. Never tell your kid that they're making it up.
Never.
Always entertain it. He closes the window and pulls the shade down and goes about the rest of the night. In the morning, I make my own investigations. I go out where this thing was, look up at the window, and guesstimate that he must have been over 6 feet tall to look in my room like that. My dad is only 5'11" and can't look into my room at all. Oh, jeez. I tell my dad this, but he just shrugs it off.
I thought that he was on the first floor.
He is on the first floor, but I guess they have tall windows. Maybe it was at a certain height and it didn't match, you know?
Oh.
Okay, whatever. Fast forward about 13 years later, I'm sitting in my dad's apartment with my boyfriend. Oh, it's a girl. Yuck. Unless it's a gay guy.
Even more. Why would the dad... Okay, I'm not...
Yeah, the dad should be protective, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like his little princess being creeped on, right?
Yeah.
Talking about... fast forward 13 years, I'm sitting in my dad's apartment with my boyfriend talking about this ordeal, and my dad adds to the story. Oh, jeez.
Oh, no.
I'm going to give him a kind of an Irish thing to make him seem wisdomish. Oh, Katie.
Go for it.
Oh, Katie. I remember that night.
Oh, no.
I ran out the front door to see if I could see anything. I saw a man walking up the street, dressed in all black. I slept on the couch with a knife in case he came back.
Oh, my gosh.
Dude was really tall and I yelled at him. That was a little Middle Eastern, sorry.
Yeah.
Dude was really tall and I yelled at him. He just kept walking. It even has the little right there. You're fine and alive. Don't worry about it anymore. So there was a guy.
God.
So yeah, Dad.
There was one.
So yeah, Dad in his infinite wisdom, keeping that
He
from
was
me.
protecting her.
He was protecting
We're
her.
just judgmental.
Really tall guy, let's not meet again. You never met him, you just saw him, okay? Yeah,
Oh.
well, that's a creepy one.
He was there.
He was there.
Actually there.
There's a guy outside the house being weird.
Max, maybe someone was at your window.
Maybe.
Just makes you wonder how many people have actually looked through your window, you know?
Oh, God.
You don't see them, they see you.
You know what? When I was young, I remember this. When I was young, I'm not making this up, I'm pretty sure this was real. This is like one of those I was so little I don't know if it was real or not.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure because the details are there. I had this huge fish tank in my room that I would use as a nightlight.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember the fish tank was on the circuit where you would flip the light, like the light switch on the actual wall.
Yeah.
And like the tank would come on, right? Because we had, that's what the doesn't matter. That's how you turn it on. You flip the switch on the wall, the tank would come on.
Yeah.
And to turn on the actual light in the room, you would have to actually go over to the lamp after you flip the switch on and turn on the lamp.
Mm-hmm.
So for this reason, I flipped the switch, and I remember the fish tank lights coming on, and because the fish tank light, it was one of those like phosphorescent things that would kind of like, and then it would kind of come all the way lit. Yeah. It was doing the flicking, and when it started to flick, because it's still dark enough, it's just a little fish tank light, I saw a huge shape in the window move.
Oh my gosh.
And I had the curtains drawn, but I saw the shadow behind the curtains, and it just moved. And I said, hey, and Mom, I think I remember this. Hey, Mom, I saw somebody in the window, and I don't know if anybody ever investigated it. I remember thinking I told somebody, but it was a little hard for me to sleep. And
Whoa.
Yeah. So I think that's the only, real case of a window creep I've ever had.
When I lived out in Golden Valley, we lived at that. There's like a big cul-de-sac. We're the only house that lives off of that cul-de-sac. So basically, my window was facing, like, if someone was driving, their lights would shine straight in my window.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the worst room to sleep in because, every night someone would drive down, just who knows what they're doing, then they just turn around.
That's another thing. Like, you're way out there where you were.
Way out
like
there.
Anybody out there in the middle of the night's a creep.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
One time someone drove all the way down to our house. Like
Oh.
Max knows, so it's a cul-de-sac, but then we have a little driveway from the cul-de-sac that's, good distance. And someone drove all the way out there, and I remember, I don't know what they stole, but I remember my parents had to call the police because someone had drove all the way out there. They parked their car at the end of the cul-de-sac, and then two people walked up, and they're digging around our garage or whatever.
Yeah.
And it came up, but it's like it's so dark out. Most people's houses that you wouldn't even see that. You wouldn't
Yeah.
even see someone coming in their window
Yeah.
or looking in their window.
Ugh. It freaks me out even more that you guys lived way out there like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And who knows, like if they were dangerous, like no one would even heard it or seen it or worried about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would have all just been left there rotting. No one would have even known. That's the point of this, right?
That is the point
Just
of this.
Make it as creepy as we can, right?
Ash has a quick hotel story, and then we're going to shut her down.
Okay. Go for it, Ash.
Hello, Ash. Ash, all right.
Hello.
Oh, Sherilyn.
Is he here?
Ash, you there?
I'm here.
Oh.
Are you sleep
Good
talking?
morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Ash. Did we...
Well,
Am I inconveniencing you?
no. I'm just tired on principle.
Who says that? All right, sexy boy. What was your... you've probably been dozing, but what's been your favorite thing that you've heard tonight?
Oh man, there's been several.
This is a good one.
It has been, and it's like, cause my head is facing toward my computer.
And you got that window behind you?
No, I'm sleeping under the window.
Oh,
Oh,
even
yeah.
better.
The clay head's gonna be right there pretty soon.
But no, see, I got heavy drapes over it, so I can't see anything out there.
It's
Right.
probably it's probably listening.
And I'm on the second floor.
Oh.
It's listening.
But no, what I'm worried about is like, cause my bed is away from the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
It's like it's out there in open space. It's not up against anything.
Mm.
And I'm getting I have that childhood fear of like something's gonna come up and grab my feet. 'Cause my feet.
Oh my gosh,
is
and pull you
uncovered.
through the window. Yeah.
Well, not the window, but I'm just under my bed. Because my feet is facing toward the wall, and then it's on the other side is my dresser. And my dresser too, if for some reason is away from the wall. It's not propped up against it. So these all these little spaces, and my
Perfect for scary monsters to be behind.
something or
demons.
or a hand to creep up and just grab me, or something like that. It's irrational. But
Now, Ash, you're Navajo. Don't you have like blessed rocks or something for it? You want a dream catcher or something to keep that thing away?
no, not dream catcher. If I was serious about doing that, I'd probably get some sage or some cedar.
Okay.
Oh, to cleanse.
Yeah.
Can you cleanse against
Demons.
clowns?
Clown.
I
Please say yes.
gotta, get a stick.
Get the stick.
A stick.
Beat the shit out the clowns, Max.
Well, it's funny that you say it because there's thing months where we call it the grandpa stick.
Okay.
Oh.
And it's a stick that you use. It's a stick to use to stir the fire.
Oh, of course.
To like stoke the fire.
Yeah, sure.
And they say you always put that stick by the door, because I guess, honestly, I'm kind of going to limb here.
Oh,
My
I get it.
technique is-
Good pun intended, I hope.
Yeah.
Good one. Creepy.
But my take on it is oh man, you threw up me on my train.
It threw up you on your train, Ash.
You threw me off my train.
No, your take on it was something about the
Oh,
stick
but-
being by the door.
Well, yeah, because the the hearth, the fire where the fire is in the home
Mm.
represents security and warmth and all that, and you use the stick to stoke it to continue that imagery of the security and warmth, and they say that if you have the grandpa stick, it's good you should take it outside with you when you go out to use the bathroom,
Oh.
because it's like a way of defending yourself because it represents that aspect of stoking the fire that represents safety and warmth in the home.
But then you're leaving everybody in the house without their stoker stick.
But they're in the home.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
But they're
so
not-
the creature might
the
be in there
stick-
too, Ash.
Well, see, this is going under the aspect that it's still the home is still safe.
Okay, I got you.
You know,
All right. Well,
Um,
okay. You've had a hotel story.
Oh yeah, because I remember Cher was talking about how you never know what happens in hotel rooms.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. Well, what could have been left there?
Oh,
Totally.
I don't like how you said that.
Left.
Well,
Left there,
goes,
Max.
Yeah, well, this goes into like the spiritual sense of things.
Okay.
We were at my the place we usually go to for church was at the guy's home, and we were eating after the service. And he was telling us this one story. This guy he knew, he was a traveler. He traveled all over the place for business, and he had something he always made a point to do whenever he went into a hotel room or a motel room or someplace that he's never been before, was to say a prayer in the room and clean it out, and then seal it off by saying, I seal this room with the blood of Christ. Well, one night, it was late. He was coming in late. It was just, flight was late. It was late checking in. All these things. He was just tired. So, just before he went to bed, he didn't clean out. He didn't say a prayer to clean out the house. But what he did do was just say, I seal this room with the blood of Christ. Well, later on in the night, he hears this crying, like, let me out,
Ew.
let me out, let me
Oh
out.
my gosh.
And he wakes up and he's like, what is that? And you know how some motel rooms, they're like that little closet. They sometimes have closets.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And he hears it come from this closet. And he gets up and he opens it and he sees this creature like banging against the wall. He didn't hear the banging. The banging wasn't audible, but what it was speaking, its speech was audible,
Ew.
and it was saying, "Let me out, let me out."
Ew.
And he looked at it and he spoke to it, said, "Get out," and it managed to leave because he told it to leave. But I guess yeah, it was a demon. Or some unclean spirit, and because he didn't clean it out before he sealed it off, and because it sealed it off, he couldn't get out. Yeah, and I'm like, and yeah, because you never know what happens in hotel rooms. Maybe their rape could have happened there, a killing or something horrible, something.
Probably every hotel room has that.
Yeah, stuff of that
Just
sense.
gotta point that out. If it's been there for like 10 years or something, probably every single room has had something like that.
Yeah.
Something
Yeah,
weird.
and it's like it leaves a signature of that evil thing the evil act that happened there. It attracted that.
Yeah.
It's embedded there. But that was his point of always doing it because you never know, because when you're sleeping, you're in a vulnerable state, particularly when it comes, and from my point of view, particularly with things of the spiritual sense.
Oh, physical
'Cause
very
you're not-
much too. I mean, any sense, right?
Well, I'm not. See, I'm never really afraid of things physical. From my,
Yeah, but if you're sleeping, it's gonna get you in your sleep. What can you do?
Well, because it wouldn't. I guess you could say if it decided if it decided to manifest itself physically, it still wouldn't bother.
Well, I'm
me.
just talking in general, Ash. Like a guy could actually get you while you're sleeping.
Oh, well, I have my room door locked.
Well, he might be really good at locks, Ash.
Well, then I would have heard it if I had locked it, because you gotta make a noise.
I don't know. You talk about yourself sleeping so heavy sometimes.
Yeah, well, I mean, because he also, my room is like in the far corner, and
Yeah.
he's got to get to the.
He'd kill
get to
everybody
my-
else before you.
Got to get the dogs. He's got to come to the stairs, and I bound to hear some.
I see the kind of courage that you emit. Put the whole family before you.
Well, don't know. I mean, because it's like
Let them get all them first.
I would get the sense that if something like that were happen, I would sense it and wake up.
Okay, well, I should hope so, because unless you don't, he's killing everybody else first, Ash.
Because you just get that sense of something. Okay, something's wrong. And you get up to investigate it.
Yeah.
We talked about closets earlier, and we talked about anything found in closets. Probably, or I don't remember who.
Oh, it was the
said.
little girl that had the imaginary friend in the closet, and that was like the first red flag.
Yeah.
Yeah, like who hangs out in the closet?
Yeah, and then Ash, you just mentioned a closet. Yeah, the demon in the closet. I have a story about a bad thing in the closet. Let's see. I must have been like 14 years old when this happened. My uncle, he was married to my cousin's my cousin's mom. And he was alcoholic and he did drugs and stuff, and he had a big rage one night, and he duct taped my cousin's mom's or stepmom's head, used like 5 rolls of duct tape and completely covered her entire head, a big ball of duct tape, with a little tube out of her mouth.
Wow.
And her head was too heavy that she couldn't keep it like up, and then he overdosed and he killed himself. But she was found in the closet like that, with her head was too heavy, with all this duct tape around it, and her sister found her in the closet like that. But she lived. She survived. She's still alive.
Okay, that's good. Wow.
But that's a really bad one.
That's a terrifying story.
That's
a horrible story.
Completely.
That's your Christmas story every year. Wow.
That's like the worst closet story.
Wow.
Getting duct tape around your head, like how many rolls, who knows, but little tiny tubes so you can breathe.
Yeah.
Your head's too heavy. Jeez, that's a real life thing.
Jeez, Sherese.
Jeez, luckily I didn't know them that well.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't learn about that until I was, an adult. My parents told me.
Yeah.
But yeah, jeez.
Wow.
Jeez, Sherese.
Jeez,
Why
Sherese.
did that happen?
Yeah. Come on, don't let yourself get married to somebody like that.
Jeez.
Jeez,
Oh my
Sherese.
God. Yeah.
Man.
Well, at least he's not here any longer to do that anymore.
Yeah.
But
That's no good. No, thank you. No, thank you.
You guys said how kids are taught. I never had an imaginary friend. But my mom said that I always did see things.
Really?
Yeah.
like spirits, or what do you mean?
Well, it's got to be something demonic or something, because I'd be scared of whatever I'd see. She said that I'd be in the other room playing, and for some reason she'd hear me screaming and crying.
Wow.
Whoa.
She'd get up and run in there, and there'd be nothing in there, but she would see me pointing at a corner of the room, and she wouldn't see anything, but she would just see me pointing. And it was like that for a while. I never remember these, but she said it had happened pretty frequently. Before we moved to California.
Yeah.
No, but sorry. After we moved from California, and before we moved back down here to Phoenix metro area.
Yeah.
But even then, she said that you never knew what you were pointing at.
Ooh, gross.
But you always get scared of something because you would see something.
You don't remember at all?
I think kids know. I think kids know, and they just can't really say. They can't interpret, or they don't know how to put it into words what's going on. So that I think that kids pick up on creepy shit like that.
Oh,
yeah. I've heard this is complete tinfoil hat, fake science bullshit. But everybody says since kids are younger and they're they've just been born and brought into life and all that they're closer to the other side than people who are later in life or midlife or whatever, so they can still see the other dimension or whatever the hell you want to call it. I don't know, that's like over the top, like looking into things, but that's what some people say about kids. Yeah. I don't know.
So, I think maybe they're kind of going along that way. Maybe it could be tinfoil, but I take more of that spiritual because they're young.
I mean, if you're
And-
spiritual, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but at this point, it's I would say because they're from the other side or whatever, but it's because their mind they haven't grown out cynicism yet.
Yeah.
They
Well, that's a
accept
huge
things
part
for
of it
truth
in
and stuff,
anything. Yeah.
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 And and they're more open and I guess dare I say innocent for a while.
But you hear those stories like I told tonight, Ash. Like the kid knew where the grandfather was buried.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck? What the fuck? How does this kid know that?
His own little weird things.
It's weird.
Um,
How does this kid see the girl that was on the scary movie in her closet?
Yeah, that's freaky.
Yeah. Yeah. Which what else weirds me out about that?
What?
Is whoever made the movie knew that that's what dead ghosts look like.
True.
Yeah, so the kid's not the only one that's seen things like this, Ooh.
Yeah, that's true, huh?
Yeah.
I didn't think of that.
Yeah, there's something universal about scary things and that they all share traits.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And it makes you wonder which came first.
yeah. Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Anyway.
Well, that
I
was a
can-
good one.
I can hear that sexy, tired sultriness in her voice. So, I think it's done, guys. I think we're going to
Are you
end
talking about Ash? Okay.
He said her, that's one thing. Whenever I go through drive-thrus or I get customer service, they always say, "Anything else for you, ma'am? Is that all, miss?" I'm like, no. I remember one time it got really horrible.
Yeah.
I was like talking to this dude for one of my cards, and I said, he asked, "What's your name?" "My name is Corey Milford." "Oh, sorry, Miss Corey Milford." I'm like, "No, it's Mr. Corey Milford." And he went on, "Okay, Mr. Corey Milford." I said, "No,
Oh my god.
I am a guy." And he quiet. "Oh, I am so sorry."
Oh my god.
I'm like, "What?" You would think me adding the Mr. to it would be okay. This is
Yeah,
but no,
like,
he
it's
literally
like
thought that
Miss
was my
Mr..
Mr. Corey, Mr. Corey. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, I was.
Miss, that could be in our movie, Cher. That's a good one. Miss Mister. Oh, jeez. Jeez, Sherese.
Cheese trees.
All right,
That's
guys.
good.
Yeah, this has been the stream for tonight, and
Thank
On
you
that
for
note.
listening.
thank you for listening. If anybody has any last words? All right.
Cheese trees.
Cheers, Sherese.